Welcome in everybody, all the way from Tennessee, all the way to Maryland, all of those people within that radius. I'm not sure why I picked those two places. I don't think that even fits in Detroit, but whatever, I don't really care, because welcome. So with that, we have a really good show planned for you guys today, and the first thing we will be doing is looking at 3 players that are a lock to make the team that were on the bubble for the Detroit Lions. We're also really going to be looking back on that PJ Johnson fight and giving different thoughts, a different take than that I had before. And finally, we're going to cap it off with something funny, and those are looking at some funny comments that we had this week. So 5 funny comments, and that's what we'll be doing in today's show as we get ready to wrap up practice number 3 against the New England Patriots. Let's get right into the video. Okay, that's right. So what I threw there in the end is saying that, okay, this is the Detroit Lions' last day with joint practices against the Patriots, and then we play tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow we are playing the Patriots. It's that time. It's that time. Okay, it's preseason, but it's that time. Now, tomorrow I'm not going to be like live the whole time or something like that. First of all, I'll probably make a video for the preview of the game because I actually won't be home, but I'll be home when the game starts. I'll have a preview of the game, and then I'll have a halftime show, and then we'll have a post game. So we're gonna have triple videos coming out, a triple decker. I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's what we're going to do. And we're also may have a video in the morning. I don't know, sometime around the morning, but I'm not going to be home for a live today. So for me, it's going to be kind of just like up to that game, but we're not going to be alive during the entire game. But make sure you guys stay tuned because there will be a lot of videos coming out during the game. And if it works, then that's what we will be doing during the season. We'll figure it out. These are kind of like 4 test weeks for us. 4 preseason games are all test weeks before we get into the real season. So with that, let's start off this list. I don't want to make you guys wait any longer. We're going to start this off with the 3 players that are currently locks, in my opinion, to now make the team that were once on the roster bubble. Now, starting off at number 3, we have Jalen Reeves-Maybin. And you may be thinking to yourself, are you just putting him on there because of the pick? Yes. No, I'm not doing that. I'm kidding. I'm not doing that. No, Jalen Reeves-Maybin has actually been playing really well throughout this entire offseason, but he's one of those guys that brings a lot through special teams, and we know Matt Patricia really likes those guys, so that automatically gives him a jump. Now, another thing Jalen Reeves-Maybin brings to this team is his ability to cover with that speed. Now, Jelani Tavai can cover, but he's a smaller, faster linebacker, a guy that's really kind of like the oddball out when you look at our linebacker group. We have a lot of big dudes that don't cover very good. They're okay at it, they're getting better, but they're not like Maybin. Maybin's a fast coverage type of guy, and he also can play special teams. So that automatically helps him that he's different. He's not competing for the exact same thing. Then when you look at Jalen Reeves-Maybin having that interception, he has been proving he's a lot better of a player this season. I think he was definitely on the roster bubble, especially when we started bringing in linebackers. But at this point, I think he is a lock to make the team. Now, coming in at number 2, I have a tight end for the Detroit Lions, and this was a draft pick this season out of Georgia, Isaac Nauta. Now, you may be like, why is there a rookie on here? Well, he was a very late pick, and when you just looked at our depth at that tight end position, it was kind of hard to see him making the team, right? He wasn't playing right away throughout the offseason. We had Logan Thomas playing well. We obviously had TJ Hockenson, Jesse James. So at that point, it was like, okay, how do we fit him in here? We're going to keep 4 tight ends. And then we brought in Austin Traylor. Now, I don't believe Austin Traylor's going to make the team, but we did from the Broncos. Now we had 4 tight ends. Actually, we had 5 tight ends. That's including Isaac Nauta. So I believe Isaac Nauta, though, has actually locked a spot on this team. Like, there's absolutely no question marks at all, and that's why he's higher than Jalen Reeves-Maybin. There are no question marks. Isaac Nauta is going to make the team. That's 100% facts. I've been asked this a few times by a few people. If Isaac Nauta makes the team, then whatever. He's going to make the team. He's 110% going to make the team. Isaac Nauta is a really, really good player for the Lions. This dude has hands. Hands, I tell you. And the Detroit Lions are going to love this. Isaac Nauta can also block pretty well, too. Isaac Nauta comes in number 2. He will make the team. You can count on that. And now, finally, coming in at number 1, I have a safety, and his name is Andrew Adams. Andrew Adams will also make the team. This guy has been balling. Like, balling out, man. He's playing really, really good at that safety spot. Tracy Walker, Quandre Diggs are both doing their thing, but we expected that, right? Tracy Walker, maybe not as much as Diggs, but you still kind of expected that. You knew he had that bigger role. Will Harris, haven't heard a lot about. Andrew Adams, this guy that we signed as a free agent, has just been lighting it up, and it's like, where did this guy come from? Some people probably don't even know who Andrew Adams is at this point, unless you heard me talk about him, just because he's not a well-known player. Andrew Adams is not very well-known, especially to the league, but even to Detroit Lions fans. But this guy is definitely going to make the team. You guys keep an eye on Andrew Adams. This dude is a ball hawk, and he makes plays in secondary, and that's something we've absolutely needed, so he will be on the team. Now that we are through that short little list, I don't want to just end the video, right? Well, because I'm trying to get to 5 minutes like you guys said. No, that's not why I'm doing that. Stop it. what I'm doing is really going back here, and I want to look at that PJ Johnson talk a little bit from yesterday. So in yesterday's video, I said that PJ Johnson fight was kind of a bad thing, like he may be cut, like this is not a good look for a guy trying to make the team. But I think there also is a second way to look at this that I really didn't think about until later in the day. PJ Johnson getting into a fight may actually not be a terrible look. When we talk about Devon Kennard and players saying, hey, that's not that big of a deal, it's probably because they understand that it's not that big of a deal. Like, think about it. You're getting into a fight as a defensive lineman. Isn't that the kind of players you want? We had Sue on our team. Now, I'm not sure how Matt Patricia would have handled Nadonic Sue, but Sue was stepping on Aaron Rodgers after plays. But you like that. You didn't like necessarily the stepping, but you like that he was so angry because he's on your defensive line. Now, say he's your cornerback. No, I don't want him fighting wide receivers. That's not going to help us at all. But if he's just physical, like, I'm not saying you want him to go out there and start punching people in the Adam Sandler movie. No, but I'm saying basically you want him to go out there, be physical. And yes, he should be upset. If some big dude lays on you, first of all, I would be upset. And secondly, I'm trying to make the dang team. I'm going to be upset. I want to fight for my spot. So him getting called off the field is obviously not that big of a deal. We haven't really heard about it since. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And I think there's two ways looking at it. You can either say, okay, maybe this means PJ Johnson is out. But it may also mean that PJ Johnson is showing a lot of fight. Now, he does have to keep his anger under control. I would admit that. You can't just be whack like that. You can't just be freaking out. But at the same time, it also does show a different side. Like, hey, maybe I'm just fighting this hard to make the team. So I thought I would throw that in there. Just a different way to think about it, if you want to. And now, finally, I thought we'd end it off with something a little bit different. I saved 5 comments that I thought were super, super funny. So I'm actually going to throw them up on the screen one by one. Now, I didn't actually plan this out very well because I didn't write them down. They're on the camera. Yeah. So I didn't plan this out very well, but I'm pretty sure I can remember all of them. So let's start it off. This is the first comment we see, and this is someone saying, it might be on the other side. I don't know what side it's on. The first comment we see is saying, hey, you know, because if you guys remember my video from yesterday, if you guys watched it, where I was like, everybody needs to stop, someone was commenting this. Me freezes with a taco in front of my face. That I lost it. Like, I literally lost it. I was actually like crying, laughing. So you know who you are. Well, you can tell who you are by the comment. You got to give this dude a like on that comment. That's so funny. But we also had another one that was super funny as well. This one I think came first. And this was the same video, and someone said he was eating a muffin because I said stop unless you're eating a brownie. This dude was eating a muffin. So clearly he didn't follow instructions because I'm sure he just kept eating the muffin, which it is okay, honestly, because muffins are good too. But you didn't follow the instructions, my man. So those are 2 funny comments that I saw recently. Now you can see right here, this man saying, bye-bye, farewell, PJ Johnson. Like, we knew this could not be a good look. It could be a good look. I just talked about a different way to look at it. But he said farewell, PJ Johnson. I thought that was just funny, just for its own sense being with that video. We have 2 more comments, and this is actually a very funny one. So someone says, you know, like Matt Patricia was walking up to PJ Johnson saying, go to the showers. And he's basically saying, hey, don't embarrass me in front of Bill Belichick. And I thought that was just kind of funny. I don't know why. I just thought it was pretty funny. And then finally, our final comment that I saw is this man right here. And this man's speaking facts, saying that the Detroit Lions beat the Patriots last year, so they are the de facto Super Bowl champions for the 2018-19 season. That's good. That's awesome. And I like to hear that. The humor with positivity is the best humor. You just understand that, okay? So those are some of the funny comments that I got in the last week. If you guys want to be on the show next time, make sure you leave me some funny comments and try to think of something very funny. And if I did leave you off and you're like, dang, my comment was funny, you got to let me know in the comments to this video. Like, man, you messed me up. You should have put me in your video, and I will probably apologize for that. With that, those are my 3 players that will make the team for Detroit Lions. I had a different take on PJ Johnson and some funny comments we decided to look at. Now, later in the day, I will have my takeaways from the Patriots game. If you guys like this format where we'll do multiple things during the video, you just got to let me know in the comments below. With that being said, thank you, Brad, for watching, and I'm out.